Hello, I'm FXToyCat, and everyone knows that Minecraft is just for children. This is something that might get you called out if you're an adult that dares to play the game online, but despite the fact that we've all seen 5-year-olds on their iPads watching some pretty questionable Minecraft videos, if we're being honest, this isn't actually representative of the average Minecraft player. This isn't just my opinion, it's a stat that Minecraft themselves have collected, but then clearly if Minecraft doesn't have a child audience now, and it didn't start as a game that was for children, it picked up this reputation as a children's game at some point in its lifespan. When was that and why? And most crucially of all, I think the question is to ask, does Mojang know about the average age of its player? Because they certainly seem to act like they don't. And so today I want to give you an exploration of all of that, and so come and take a walk with me as we find out what's going on with Minecraft and its audience. Minecraft's direct history is well shared for those who care to look, as the game started with Cave Game before going through various stages of development before finally releasing in 2011, when it continuously received the updates that we know and love today. Looking at these updates, you can see that maybe some of them tended towards a different path towards the start of the game, but an even more clear indication is when we look at Minecraft's roots and see the inspiration that it took from other games such as Dwarf Fortress. In this game, you can look at me, I'm in Dwarf Fortress now. You can build a base in the game's Fortress mode to defend against threats, and you can clearly identify this as being a similar sandbox experience to what Minecraft provides. It lets you build and defend against threats in the world. One of the most famous Minecraft mechanics of surviving the first night, you could argue, is really taken from here. Also, according to Notch, he was also experimenting with the idea of a zombie game at the exact same time, which was going to be a spiritual successor to one of his previous games, Left 4K Dead. This is not Left 4 Dead, the famous game by Valve, but instead a 4K demake. He loved making 4K demakes, he even made one of Minecraft. It's a lot of fun actually, but with these inspirations, Notch was still unsure of the game that he wanted to make. He obviously had, looking at Zombie Town, an idea for some zombies fitting into a world and a way to defend from these zombies, but how would this come together into a final game? Well, this is when he came across Zach Barth's Infominer. This is the game which featured the concept of blocks that Minecraft would later famously become known for. However, Infominer was nothing like Minecraft. Despite being listed as a predecessor to Minecraft in many ways, the reason that most people won't go back and play it is because it is a competitive game that has two teams competing for resources in the shared pool. Notch loved the first-person perspective of this game, however, and so he went on to create Minecraft with the final bit of inspiration coming from here. The game also used assets from Ruby Dung, a previous RPG that he'd been working on, and if you take all of these little pieces together, then you start to get Minecraft. And that history might seem irrelevant. I mean, knowing what comes from where is very useful, but what the most important thing to learn about all of that is that by bringing that up, you can see that Minecraft didn't start out as a project that was made to be a kid's game, and all of the inspiration from the zombie game to Dwarf Miner featuring explosives, you can clearly see that all of these games did not have any emphasis on kids, and neither did Notch's little project. He just wanted to make a cool game. There's probably, they probably did have some kids playing, if we're being 100% honest here. Now, the point of sharing this history is not just that I think it's cool, but also that I think it's really useful for reminding you that every single game that Notch got inspiration from was clearly aimed at adults, and so the early versions of Minecraft, I think there's no doubt, had the exact same objective too. If Notch was planning the game for any audience, it certainly wasn't children. I think the goal was just to make a cool game, and obviously we can say that maybe some children would have played early there, but the target audience and the primary audience certainly wasn't children. And if you want even more proof, let's look through Minecraft's early years of release. Even let's go all the way out to 1.0, right, and say that in that time they added survival mode. This forces you to deal with various challenges, threats and enemies in the game, but also let's take a glance at the Nether. It's literally called Hell. We had to rename it the Nether for all sorts of reasons, clearly, but they added Hell to the overworld first and then made it a whole dimension of the game. This is not somewhere you want to be sent. I mean, it's somewhere I might send children, but it's not somewhere parents want to send their children. But there's also an end dimension featuring a poem which makes you question the literal meaning of life. It's one of the most intense poems that really makes you question what it all means, and is that what you want to do to a 7-year-old? Again, I'm not sure about your parenting values, but I don't think that that certainly is the default. This is very unkid-like and very unkid-friendly, and at the exact same time, you could argue that despite that, Minecraft was becoming more and more popular, and this is around the time, just after the full release, that the Minecraft is for kids stereotype started to emerge. So if Minecraft didn't start out as a kids game, then how did it ever become known as one? Well, Minecraft has been growing explosively ever since they first releasing versions on the internet. The growth seemed like it was never end, but it actually did end in 2013 when they reached peak discoverability. This graph shows what a lot of people will point to and erroneously say is the peak of Minecraft players, but actually you don't play Minecraft by typing it into a web browser, and so instead this shows the moment where Minecraft had hit the largest number of people finding it, and I believe it's at this moment that the largest number of people were seeing it as a kid's game. Perhaps they heard about it from their friends' children, or they saw it on an iPad somewhere, but to back that up, let's really point out how Minecraft started in 2011 as a game that was very mature, and then ended up being one which everyone saw as a kid's game, something which actually caused some issues, and I'll give you some proof of my theory right now, because this is Minecon, and let's just say the first few didn't go that well. The first time they properly introduced a physical event where there were real Minecraft players, it went, well,
Hated a wham to a server.
I love your videos.
All right,
Very
thank
nice.
you. I love you more.
too.
I love you more. There's more commitment here. So, what? Want to go out?
Everyone spam Cap in the chat! Kappa!
A funny story though about just how unprepared Mojang were for this Minecon is the fact that they clearly did not know they were going to be children because they hosted the original one in Las Vegas, which is a very bizarre decision. In fact, in the World of Minecraft book, they actually say that the show attracted a wide spectrum of people, and to simplify it down, they're a bit confused that they had adult celebrities and then a bunch of children running through a casino hotel. They even say it's not the most kid-friendly city, right? And I just think that's hilarious, but it is a very serious point that Minecraft did not know their audience were children until they met up with a bunch of them in real life. And this is something which therefore tells us that Minecraft clearly became a game that was popular with children somewhere in that 2011 to 2013 period. And I think that when we look at this period of peak discoverability, the largest people coming into the game and a large group of them being children, I think it's the time where Minecraft stopped being that weird application on your PC that uses Java of all things to becoming the game which you can get everywhere and anywhere. Indeed, the fact that Minecraft became available on phones is huge. Have you the number of Minecraft ripoffs, and indeed Minecraft players, that you would have seen at that point just playing on a phone somewhere was insane, but even releasing on the Xbox 360 meant that all sorts of players who just would have never had access to it, were it only on a PC, could start to open into the game, and now that it had been fully featured and had survival, I think this is why children had really started to dive into it. It's a fun game for all ages. Are you 4 years old and literally don't understand survival? You can treat it as digital Lego, and my god is it shockingly enjoyable. In fact, when they first released the mobile version, they seemingly knew this would be the more popular version because MCPE 0.1 literally didn't have survival. But indeed, even if you are someone who's a bit older and you want a challenge, play survival mode. You can make the survival challenge as hard as you like, and it's one of those games where you learn things through playing in a way that is just delightful. You get this digital Lego effect mixed with something else, and I think that's why it became the perfect children game as the thesis, and I believe that because so many children were discovering the game on these new platforms, I think this is why it became, and indeed, so many children were playing the game and getting so into the game that they went to a convention, even in a city called Sin City. I think that this is the biggest proof of all that Minecraft had become popular with children, and people had started to realize this. I think this led to what might be described as the Minecraft Dark Ages, though, as because Minecraft went through this huge wave of popularity, we all know it, right? Like the 2013 era of Minecraft was nuts, but then this led to a kind of slump afterwards. The game was popular, sure, but it had started to become played less than it had in previous years, or at least it had grown less than it had, and so the game has started to come into a negative spotlight. Instead of becoming the game of hype that everyone could agree was awesome, the game started to be known as the kids game. No one plays Minecraft because it's a children's game. What are you doing playing that? I can certainly personally speak to my own experience, saying that as a Minecraft YouTuber and someone who plays a lot of Minecraft, I've been playing this one world for years, people would look at me and be like, you're still playing that game? You know it came out in 2012. You're finding things to do after all these years? Or is it just that you play it for the kids or something? Like, are you a children's entertainer now? Is that what it is? It's something really, really weird, which I think has lasted to some extent even now. But this 2016 to 2018 period was definitely what I think can be described in pretty much every aspect of Mojang and Minecraft as the dark time for Minecraft. This negative stigma probably contributed to the downfall of Minecraft that people saw, and it wasn't really until a certain popular YouTuber and maybe some high quality Minecraft updates came out that I think this went away and people started to say, oh no, actually, Minecraft is cool. People say that Minecraft's not cool, but they're the ones who aren't cool, and weirdly enough, unlike most things in history where if you try to argue that you're the weird one, it actually succeeded. Minecraft became really popular in a way that started, ironically, but then became realized as, no, this is actually really fun. In the same way that getting back into Lego for the first time, since you've been an 8-year-old is strange, getting back into Minecraft became the cool thing to do, and this is when I believe the 2-week Minecraft cycle really started to be invented, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Minecraft has certainly gone through many ups and downs through its history, from starting as an indie game into a much more, with a tiny niche audience on the tiny corner of PC for people willing to install their own launcher. It's still not on Steam or anything, to being one of the biggest games in the world that is available everywhere for everyone, and that obviously everywhere and everyone includes all sorts of people you wouldn't expect, including South Americans and children. Fun fact, Minecraft has a very large South American audience. They have a whole separate team going on over there. But anyway, the important thing is that the downfall was big, but it wasn't enough to take away the adult players. And so Minecraft is a game that clearly has both adults and children playing. But
who is Minecraft actually for? We have the data from Mojang themselves, and what's interesting is this data and the reality you can see from seeing the Minecraft community seems to go very much against the marketing that Minecraft themselves use. I mean, what is the big thing happening in Minecraft right now to the average person? The Minecraft movie. In fact, I have these Minecraft movie Doritos that I just got from the store. They're salt and vinegar flavored. I've never tried that before, actually. Wonder how this is going to be, a salt and vinegar Dorito. These are delicious, by the way. I don't know why it took a Minecraft movie releasing for us to end up getting salt and vinegar Doritos, but my God, is that something that I love. Anyway, the important thing is that when looking at the public perception of Minecraft through Hello Kitty co-branded DLC trailers, through all of the marketing material that Minecraft themselves put out, you might get the perception that Minecraft is a younger audience game. But we actually have the stats directly from the business manager of Minecraft at the time, Helen Chiang, from this 2019 interview, where she suggests that the average age is actually... Wait, really?
there's one last point I'd like to discuss in this video. The green screen is slightly below my head. The last point that I want to discuss is one that Mojang really needs to take on board, because we've seen that Minecraft does not believe and should not believe that their audience is exclusively children, and so why do they talk to them like they are? We've seen that there are lots of grandmas and grandparents and everyone of every age is playing Minecraft, and so why does basically every piece of official communication sound like it's just too cutesy and written for teenagers at best, but realistically children at worst? This could be part of a strategy to grow the game. As you might know, the average age of a Minecraft player is going to grow just by statistics. If it was 24 all the way back then it's going to be increasing every single year, because Minecraft isn't growing as much as it used to. Even in absolute terms, you might argue there's an 8-digit number of sales each year, and that's great, but when they have as many copies out there as they do, the Minecraft player base is naturally going to age. And how Minecraft reacts to that aging is up to them. They can do so by effectively communicating with their audience where they understand that they actually are, speak to the game's core and actually help them with better updates, better communication, better brand deals that match what they're actually going for. Or you can kind of take a different tack, which is to say, no, the only growth left in Minecraft is if more people get their fresh children, the ones that have been born since the game came out, or if people believe that it's a family game, and so the only way to effectively grow is to only target this one demographic. It's been successful for Minecraft in the past, but is it the best strategy moving forwards? No, actually. I think that we've seen time and time again, children don't like things that are specifically targeted at children. Minecraft started out as this fun indie game where literally anyone could enjoy the game by building, exploring, adventuring, fighting, engineering even, and so much more. It was the game that had everything for everyone, and it didn't claim to have a particular market. It just said, here's a fun game we've made, and guess what? It still is that same game. You still can build, you still can explore, you still can adventure, fight, engineer, and so many of the other new activities they've invented. You can brush away some suspicious gravel if you want to. It is the ultimate sandbox game for anyone, and everyone can play it, and nobody can tell you what you can and cannot do, and that is not a childish or immature statement. That is just the simple escape that we all desire from the real world, and it's something that players of all ages can take comfort in. Minecraft is not a game that should be targeted towards kids, and it will be more effective even at achieving the aims which I think they might be going for if they just concede that yes, everyone can play Minecraft, because it's not just a game for kids, and honestly, Minecraft never has been. Thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe so I can pay for a higher green screen, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh no, the wall's quite far back there. See ya.